Welcome back, children, for the second session for today. That will be accounting principles, and we are doing the concepts or assumptions. So, the third assumption that we have for today is accrual concept, or this is the third concept that we are having in the fundamental concepts of, or say fundamental accounting principles. So, accrual concept, it states that revenue is recorded when the sales are made. The accrual concept says that the revenue shall be recorded when the sales are made or when the services are rendered. It does not matter whether the cash is received or not, and vice versa. This means that whenever transaction happens, we have to record the transaction at the time of happening and not at the time of settlement of the transaction. In simple words, we can say if we are making a sales on 1st of January, then the transaction shall be recorded on 1st of January, no matter we get the payment on 10th of January. So this is what accrual concept, that on the happening of the event we have to record the transaction and not on its settlement. Now, in order to know the actual profit or loss, you can read the sentence from the board if it is clearly visible to you. In order to know the actual profit or loss of a particular year, it is essential that expenses and income of the current year should be recorded, no matter they are settled in the next year or any other period. In order to know the current financial position, we should have all incomes and expenditures of the current year to be recorded at the time of happening of the event. It doesn't matter that when the transactions are to be settled, the transactions should be recorded in the books when they are happening. And when we are receiving the money or when we are paying the money, that is not important. Say if we are taking up the first sentence, that revenue shall be recorded at the time of sales and not at the time of receiving of the cash. Similarly, purchases shall be recorded at the time of happening of purchases and not at the time of payment. So this is called accrual concept, and this is a very important concept on the basis of which the entire accounting depends, that we record the transactions on the happening of the event and not on the settlement of the event, so as to get the actual financial position or profit or loss of a particular firm. Now moving on to the other concepts which are also very important. The first one is business entity concept. As the word suggests, entity is a particular definite body. So, according to this concept, a business is considered separate from its owners. A business is not similar to its owner. Business is separate and owner is separate. We should record the transactions from the point of view of business. We should record the transactions not from the point of view of owner, because he is a separate person and business is a separate person. So, the owner should be separated from the business. This is called business entity concept. Owners are merely considered as creditors of the business. They are merely the creditors in the sense that they have invested their capital in the business, and the capital is considered as a liability for the business. It is not considered as a business personal property. Capital is a liability for the business, and the business will pay back to the owners once, if it is closed in the future time, then the capital shall be returned to the owner, because both are separate. They are not similar. Now, if the personal property of the owner is also kept separate, here it is written, if you are able to see it, personal property of the owner is also kept separate. In the absence of this concept, the actual profit and the financial position of the firm cannot be located. If we will not follow this business entity principle, what will happen? The transactions which are personal to the owner will be mixed up with the transactions which are related to business. So it will become very difficult to separate the two, and the actual financial position, actual profit and loss of the firm cannot be traced out. So it is very important to have separation between owner and the business firm. They should be separated. Owners are merely the creditors who invest their money in the business, and the business has to return profit as well as interest on the capital. Now moving on to the next one, that is money measurement. I have written it in a very low profile. Okay, money measurement is the next concept. It is a very simple one to understand that what type of transactions should be recorded in the business. Only financial transactions shall be recorded in the business. We cannot record anything which is not expressed in terms of money. We can record only financial transactions, in the sense that those which can be expressed in terms of money. Everything in the business has to be converted in the form of money. For example, land, building, plant, machinery, equipment, we cannot write in separate units. We cannot write land in kilometers or meters. We cannot write building in kilos. So there has to be one single unit in which entire property or liability of the business has to be expressed, that is in monetary terms, in the form of currency, in the form of rupees in India. So what makes this principle applicable? That all the assets and liabilities should be recorded in terms of money. If anything which is not having the capacity to be recorded in terms of money, we cannot record it. For example, good relations with the employees, or say efficiency of the management. We cannot record such transactions because they cannot be expressed in terms of money. So money measurement concept says that only financial transactions should be recorded in the business, and they should be converted in monetary terms. Each asset and each property shall be converted in monetary terms. We have the third concept today, as it is also a very, very important one. Such a large theory that I don't think that it is very cleanly visible to you, but anyhow I have to write it. Accounting period principle. This is also a very important principle that has to be understood. The entire life of the firm, of the business firm, is divided into short intervals. Generally the interval is of 12 months, a year. Generally the interval is of 12 months. So the entire life of the business has to be divided into short intervals, generally a year, in order to check the performance. If we will check the performance after 10 years or 20 years, how the business will progress? How we will be able to know that what profit the business has earned and what loss the business has suffered, or what are the problems cropping up? How we'll take rectification measures? It will become impossible to manage the business. So it is very important that the accounting period principle should be followed. The entire lifespan of the business should be divided in short intervals, that is an accounting year which extends to 12 months. And according to the taxation authorities, from where the accounting period starts, from 1st April, and it will end the 31st March the next year, that is a span of 12 months. If yearly performance is not measured, then what will happen? We will not be able to know our financial position, we will not be able to know the profits available in the business, and we will not be able to rectify the mistakes, the deviations. So it is very important that accounting period principle shall be followed, that accounts should be closed every year on 31st March, and new books shall be opened on the next day of the year, that is 1st April. So these were the three other concepts which are also very important. In addition to the basic concepts were going concern concept, we had consistency concept, and we have accrual concept. And other concepts we have done 3 today: business entity, money measurement, and accounting period. I hope that you must have understood today's session. Hope to see you in the next video.